Hi there, and welcome to God Awareness, a tool that helps guide you towards becoming more aware of God throughout everyday life. So, as Christians, we understand that people are finite. We're limited in our capacity to know ourselves, the world, and God. We're prone to self-centeredness and pride, forgetting or ignoring God. We become trapped in our own individual stories, our wounds, and brokenness. On the flip side, we congratulate ourselves on the lives we've built and credit ourselves with most or even all that we have. Scripture reminds us that we need help to stay awake to God, and that on our own, we become too easily lost in ourselves and in the world's expectations. So, we need patterns of life and practices that free us for God. Without these practices that help us stop and pay attention, the daily grind can make us numb and insensible to God's working in us. As Christians, God awareness, or Christian mindfulness, is not some generic practice as an end in itself, but a practice that turns us toward God. It awakes and trains our recognition and awareness of Him. It's a practice of daily turning our finite, prone to forgetting minds back to God, or, as Paul wrote, being transformed by the renewal of your mind. So, with that in mind, let's begin again today. Start by sitting down however is comfortable, and begin by taking some big, deep breaths. Noticing where you feel the air filling your lungs. And now, gently closing your eyes and allowing your breath to return to its natural rhythm. When you're ready, bring your attention to the breath. For a little help here, you can do something called noting. This means that you silently note to yourself, in, when you breathe in, and out, when you breathe out. Or, if you prefer, you can count the breaths, 1 to 10, and then starting from 1 again. Almost like a mental whisper. A lot of people find noting helps them stay on track, stay anchored. It's the skillful use of thinking to hack thinking. And now, shifting your focus to the body, briefly scanning for any areas of tightness or tension. Also, checking in on your emotional state, just getting a read on how you're doing without analyzing or judging it, just becoming aware. And now turning your focus to God, becoming consciously aware of His presence, recognizing that He is here, right now. If your focus wanders, you bring it back, committed to this one direction of God awareness. One moment, one breath at a time. Simply begin again. just recognizing and resting in His presence. As you do, it's totally normal for all kinds of thoughts and sensations to come up. This is what minds do. They like to run with stuff. If you do find that a thought has subtly popped up, just try to notice what happened. This is the self-awareness part. Where has my focus been or gone off to? Our response to this is to good-naturedly let that stuff play in the background and just come back to the breath first, if that helps, to anchor yourself and a conscious awareness of God's presence. Resting in His presence, knowing with confidence that He is here, right now. Remember, what we're doing here is practicing and cultivating our basic awareness of God's presence and just becoming more familiar with the most important thing we have, our relationship with Him. When you're ready, before you open your eyes, maybe just pause for a few moments, resting, relaxing, letting the work of the practice integrate. Whenever you finish this practice each day, always try to bring this God awareness you've just practiced into whatever you're doing next, bringing this awareness from the practice into everyday life. They're not separate. The primary reason we sit and set aside this time is to create a helpful environment for practice, to make it a bit easier to build the practice in the first place. But as soon as you finish, note whatever it is you're off to next so you can bring this sense of God awareness with you. And with that, I'll see you later.